everybody, to our very first episode of Off Topject. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling
Pretty
good, feeling
excited?
Yeah,
good.
it's so
Oh
excited.
man, this is so exciting, man. So, this is the podcast where we dive into the hottest topics, and let's be honest, probably end up way off track. So, those of you that are watching us, my name is Johnny Boy. I'm here with my co-host here. We have Oso, and we also have Rome. So, yes, we are the ones that are gonna be kicking these off, and we're excited to get things going. So, but before we start, kind of give you kind of like a little get your feet wet a little bit with what's going to be talked about today. So, we're gonna, of course, talk about what's been all over the news, which has been the TikTok possible ban in the U.S. And then also we're going to be talking about one of our famous conspiracy theories of all time. Did we actually land on the moon? So, so let's get your headphones ready, or get your popcorn ready, whatever you need to do, and let's dive right in. So, let's get into the TikTok, the possible ban, man. How did we get here? How did we get here? Like, oh my gosh,
We,
man.
I'll tell you how we got here. I saw few people in the street doing dances, right?
Yep.
Red light dancing. Now
They
you
saw
can
me dancing. That's
imagine.
what it was. They saw me dancing. They're like, let's ban TikTok. We got to ban TikTok.
Ain't no way a grown man in the street dancing. Got to get rid of this today.
More than a grown man, they saw me, man. It's like, what is he doing? No, we can't be doing this. Ban.
the the absence of like social media, like I think this is like honestly this is supposed to happen. Like TikTok has become the new Bitcoin. There's no other possible way around this, right? So check this
Yeah.
out. If I ban TikTok on the 19th, I'm gonna bring it back in December or a holiday where it's kind of like everybody's home. And then every kid and everybody and their grandmas are gonna be outside. I've been practicing because what are they using now? What are they using now?
Well,
Um,
right now everybody's jumping to Rednote, which is a Chinese app. I myself included. I actually created an account, so I'm gonna start posting videos here real soon up there. And to be honest, it's so much nicer at Rednote. Um, we as Americans are so petty. They shut us down on TikTok. We go to Rednote, which is actually China owned. so,
I have a
so
question on that.
yeah.
I haven't opened that up, but is there requirements? Is it in English? Like, what's red
You
note?
Bruh,
know, so
from what
so
I
what,
see already, look at this. Hold on, can you see it? It's already in Chinese, off
yeah,
red.
it's
I
yeah.
need to learn
So
Mandarin, bro.
so so part of it is in Chinese. When I first opened the app, like they haven't even started doing it in English just yet because it was like um we just went in with such a hard hit to China where Chinese people were waking up the next day like, whoa, what the heck is going on? We're all of a sudden like it's nothing but Chinese people here. Then now it's like 170 million Americans coming over. Like, what is going on? And so, like literally that same day, they had to change the language so like that we as Americans or at least English speakers could understand what the app is. And
Ah,
so yeah, within 2 days after I joined, I saw it go from Chinese to part English, or I want to say about half English, and now it's part English. So there's still stuff in there that's Chinese, but I mean, hey, ni hao, I'm willing to learn.
Every time you
But
say that, I think about that person. We're not gonna talk about that person right now. I'm just
oh,
saying that is
oh
her
shoot,
name every time.
it's
Because I
her.
was like, isn't it was a ni hao ma, right?
Yeah, that
That's
I
the
think
thing.
Ni Hao Ma is I think is oh my gosh, what was the Ma part is what was it? I can't
It's like
remember,
Annie, are
but
you
it's a
okay?
polite way to say hi. How are you? I think is what it is, if I'm
So
not
what's the mean
mistaken.
way? I mean, don't say it. Don't
no.
say it. Is there a
Oh,
mean
okay.
way? Get move. right?
And all these Chinese people, they're so warming and loving, and they just brought us in, and they're like, "Hey, TikTok refugees, welcome to China." So we're gonna teach you how to speak Chinese, and so there's literally like like videos of like this is how you say hello, ni hao. This is how you say food, and it tells you how to say
That's
food.
awesome.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna
so and
download
it's
it
pretty
right
cool
now.
because like a lot of our like the American culture now is just we're starting to adapt to the Chinese because we've invaded their home, and so it's like uh
Well,
we're going in with respect, learning how to speak Chinese, and we're teaching them how to speak English. So we're
well,
helping their children
I
speak
don't.
English. We're
You might not have noticed this yet, though. You got to know this one, right? Check this out. I was looking at it. They already had TikTok over there, but they were learning school stuff,
Hmm.
right? So while they were getting smarter, we were playing around. But they're the kids in class. We're the kids at recess, and and they have separated TikTok into two sections. One is all educational, and the other is just all entertainment. America was entertainment. So they shut that down because China was not willing to sell the education side.
hmm
That's the
well.
conspiracy. I don't
Well,
know.
Ooh, ooh.
I think it was educational as well because even though we were entertaining, it
You're
was still
right.
educational because it's like this is what you
I,
don't do.
but
So, w-
it really was educational. We got to learn how to do the floss.
The flaw, the floss
the
had to
flaws,
be
man.
something like I was like saying to myself, I'll never do that dance.
And
I'm at
then
a gas pump and I'm just like flossing by accident. Like, oh, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. And the guy that's
Here's
pumping it, he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing."
now here's a real
flopping.
question for you, Rome. Was it on TikTok?
No, my floss.
Oh,
I
Oh,
found the floss on YouTube. Some skinny white kid, and he was killing it. And you know what it was? America's Got Talent.
of course.
no way.
It's one of our talents, the flaws. I mean, it's on Fortnite now, so it's why not?
That's
Any
hilarious.
anything that
Yeah,
makes it
but
on Fortnite makes it anywhere else in the world.
of course, of course. But I mean, how did we get banned? It all started because of TikTok parents company, ByteDance. I don't know if you guys heard of ByteDance.
No,
And
No.
so,
no.
but ByteDance is Chinese owned, and because
Okay.
it's Chinese owned, this is why it's being banned in the U.S. because the U.S. government thinks that China is stealing all of our data from here, and so
Or
we're
they're
giving them
taking Facebook
information.
spot.
I mean, that's also been rumored
Mm.
because that shoe guy or show, whatever his name is, the creator of TikTok. I'm sorry if I like butchered that name and all, but he actually did work with Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, he
And so
did?
they were, yeah, they were. He was actually in Facebook. Like he was one of like I don't know if he was one of the creators of Facebook or he had something to do with Facebook. But then,
Oh.
yeah, bro creates TikTok, and of course Mark Zuckerberg's maybe I'm sure he got jealous, and he was just like, hey, the parent company of TikTok is owned by ByteDance, and guess where ByteDance is? It's out of China, and guess who's stealing all of our information? China is. And so that's why that's why the ban is happening. I'm not saying because of Mark Zuckerberg, but I'm pretty sure that's how it started. I mean, as of this week, people are going to start deleting Facebook and anything that has to do with Meta, uh, Instagram,
Meta.
because of that. Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg owns Meta, and so
Mhm.
Meta is like this new thing that's out there that he's throwing out there, but it's on the Oculus. I don't know if the Oculus
Oh man,
that's come out. So
I just
Have you
barely got a
played?
new VR headset, and I have to get rid
You
of it.
you
Dang.
me
have to
too.
play before he deletes everything. You gotta play Jurassic Park. It is by far top
Oh
of
no,
the
no,
line.
he's not deleting it. Sorry, he's not deleting it. The U.S. consumers. So like like us, the people, we're deleting because
Us the refugees.
we're raging. We're raging against Mark Zuckerberg, but I'm not gonna delete it, obviously. But it's that's what's going on, and of course, there's gonna be more to come, and I'm gonna be talking more about it this coming week because it's what's trending, and so. But anyways, fast forward to now, the Supreme Court recently upheld a law saying TikTok must either be sold to an American company or face a nationwide ban by January 19th. And so that is where we're at right now. And so what's going to happen on January 19th is that it's just going to go on a blackout. And so nobody really knows what the blackout is. We're just all thinking that it's just going to go dark. Or no, it's called it what's it called it? They called it um I can't remember what it was now. It's something dark is what it called. We'll call it blackout for now, but um it's supposed to go dark on January 19th, so nobody will be able to access it here in the US or anything. It's just a day without TikTok. So
Ooh.
I'm kind of wondering how that's going to be, and then
Man.
come on Monday, January 20th, when Trump comes into office, he has hinted that he might extend the deadline by 90 days to give TikTok more time to find a buyer.
I did see that. I did see that he's doing the whole 90 days for them to kind of sort all those things out. Have you guys tried getting in TikTok today? I don't have TikTok, so I haven't tried. But
Yeah,
from
I'm
what I
always on
had,
TikTok.
it said that supposedly you can't access it anymore, like right now.
Yeah, so it was
I think
supposed to
it's
go
the first
dark.
part of genocide.
Yeah, it was supposed to go dark by 10:30 today,
Okay.
Eastern Standard Time. So Eastern, we're in the Mountain Standard Time. So what's that? 10:30,
Eight
8:30
So
today?
like
8:30.
8. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 8:30. So I'm not. I haven't jumped in. I mean, it's 10 o'clock here now, but it's been 2 hours later. So I'm pretty sure we can't jump in now. I don't know.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, I just tried pulling it up and it says sorry, TikTok isn't available right now.
Oof.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, is it really not available unless you change your browser to China? I mean, you could
Ooh,
do that.
ooh,
Your
yeah.
IP.
Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you can change your VPNs and
I mean,
everything
I
like
mean,
that.
in this case, just
Not
jump over
wrong.
to Red Note, man.
I'm
do
just,
do
if I
go
need it,
teach
if I'm
Chinese how to
desperate,
floss.
like, if you think about it, right? Um, let's go back in time, right? When like back in time when LimeWire existed and they banned
Ooh, that was back
LimeWire.
in the day.
But
Eh,
people, if you had the OG LimeWire account, you could still download stuff.
Hmm.
And
that's
that's why
true.
the rappers like J. Cole and Jay-Z, they
Mm,
still had LimeWire burning CDs because it was illegal. And then
oh,
you
back in
get
the
to
day.
download it now and it looks completely different, but it's legal now. So probably TikTok's gonna be the same thing. There's no other way around it. They gonna ban it. People are gonna hack it, change their VPN. It's gonna be all Mandarin. But hey, ni hao, right? And then next thing you know it, everybody's still doing TikTok dances. The government's like, we can't stop the new kids on the block from using, and everybody's doing TikTok dances at the White House by the gate and all that. Like, and Trump's like, you know what I mean? And he's having a good old time. And they're like, you know what? Forget buying it, forget selling it. If they want to do what they want to do, they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
They're just probably upset that they're not making the money that TikTok's bringing in. They just want a piece of it. That's really
Hmm.
why they want
Hmm.
to ban it, bro. They just want a piece of
Yeah.
it. They're like, holy shit, you're bringing in so much dough.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And and we as millennials, we this isn't the first time we see something like this shut down. Look at MySpace. Do you guys remember MySpace?
Oh, oh,
That was
I
like
love
back in the day.
MySpace.
Remember that?
That's how you
So,
learn how to
Uh,
code, bro.
yeah. So we
Learn-
had MySpace. We had Napster as well. That got shut down during like while we were still alive. What
While
else?
we're still alive.
LimeWire. LimeWire. I mean, I think it's our generation, man. We abuse it too much, and now TikTok. But
Now
I
you
mean, now,
know. No, if we would, if our generation would have been like stayed away from it and let the younger kids do it, it makes complete sense. But then you got that 40-year-old, or have you guys seen the grandmas and the grandpas do the TikToks?
Mm-mm.
Oh
No.
my
well,
goodness,
what
they
kind of
are
TikTok?
they're hilarious. They do skits.
Mm.
They
Oh,
do
Yeah.
skits. And you see the grandmas there in the nice little Dodge Chargers and whatnot, and they go, "Hey, trying to race," right? And then all of a sudden it's this drag race going on, and then they get out, and then you see that like that they look like they're in a nursing home, but they're at Walmart or something like that, and they're doing this skit like and they start to get creative with it. So like now the senior citizens is cutting in on the Gen Z activities, and then Gen Z this is how it all happened. This is a conspiracy. Gen Z writes a note to the government and they say, I can't believe my grandma's getting more views than me, right? Paying for everything. Insurance is paid for. She's getting money. And they're like, we can't have that. Nope. You can't have that. You gotta find it.
Man,
Old people on TikTok is there.
bro, the
yeah.
struggle is real. I can't believe old
Hmm.
people have to go do TikToks because, Social Security isn't paying enough.
TikTok better come back around because the rumor is that we won't be getting Social Security when we retire. So
Oh
TikTok
yeah.
better come back around.
Yeah, we're not getting any. I think it's running out in
Nope.
the next, what, 5 years? Is that what the estimated was?
Something
Something
like
like that.
that. I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's more, but yeah, it's coming. It's coming. So, but what does this mean for as far as like our freedom of speech? Is it is banning TikTok a violation of that? What do you
Hell
guys
yeah.
think?
If I want to sell my data to Chinese, Russians, or whoever, that's my right. Daddy
Mm.
Yeah,
Trump, let
I
me sell
mean,
myself.
Let me
and
sell
you're not.
myself.
And you're not wrong with that, like actually there's a guy on Red Note. Well, I don't know if it's a guy or girl, I can't remember, but there's a person on Red Note that just didn't care enough, and that as their user ID they put their social security number, and I'm just like,
What?
well, there you have it.
And then they
He
wonder
didn't.
why their accounts gets hacked.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like, yeah, sure, you want to be that petty, then go ahead, man. That's you still live in the US, so come on, you just ruined your life. You're
I
welcome.
mean, if the hackers get in front of, they're like, you know what? This is a red note refugee. We're not gonna hack his
We're not
account
going to touch them.
today. Not today. It's like they got the dark web. There might be the light web or something like that. Red note, and
Yeah.
I feel like when it comes down to like getting paid by TikTok. Now this
Hmm.
is a whole nother ball game, right? Because I was watching TikTok one day. I was super tired. So I pulled over to the side of the road and I started watching TikTok, and they were doing this old speed dating game, right?
Ooh.
It was blowing my mind. People have managed to crack the code. So now they got the Galaxy games and like the games where you go head to head and work with and play against each other, but you're like friends and whatnot. And they were doing the speed dating. So when they got done with the speed dating, they would go to another thing, and they got done with that, they go to another thing, and it was kind of like Jerry Springer, but the millennials version.
Ooh. Oh.
I thought it was interesting because everybody's like, "Oh, we don't want you on here." Last time you were on here, you were talking to all the fat girls and all the white girls and all the black girls. You're not here for love. You're here to be a player. You need to go. And then the guy goes, the guy goes, give me a rose in the chat if you want him to leave. And it's like about 1,500 people there, right? How much is a rose? Like,
I think it's
do
like
you
a
know the number?
penny. I think it was. I don't
Like a
remember. I
penny.
never bought a rose, but I think it was like a
So
penny or something
in
like
a
that.
matter of like 10 seconds, this man got $15 from 1,500 roses.
Ooh.
Oh,
And then he's like,
Dang.
throw a Galaxy if you want me to ban him for a couple days. Galaxy's like about $20. Then he had like 4 Galaxies. And I'm like, he cracked the code. He cracked the code. He cracked the code. And they
All
do
right,
it
chat. You
every
know
other
what to
day.
do, man. You give me some roses and galaxies, chat. But I don't know. I kind of want to hear from our chat as well. Like, is this a violation of speech? You know, of our for our First Amendment, right? Because our First Amendment protects our freedom of speech. But I'll give you the answer. So the short answer is no, not exactly. Even though the First Amendment does protect the free speech, right, the freedom of speech, but in this situation, because TikTok is being framed as national security issue, that's why it's getting banned. And I mean, unfortunately, there's not anything we could do. Biden just hands off. He goes, "All right, I'm not going to enforce the law, so the government gets to do whatever it wants with TikTok." And at the moment, right now, it's like we're leaving it into Trump's hands to see what he's gonna do with TikTok. But yeah, that's that's what's going on right now. So what would
Let
happen if
me
TikTok
chime in.
actually gets banned? What was that?
Let me chime in for the chat that kind of has something to
Yeah.
think about. Is it freedom of speech violation? Maybe, right? But you still can download a new app, right? Like you still
Yeah.
can.
Hmm.
So the government's like freedom of speech. We gave them Instagram. Like what more freedom of speech do they need? In Facebook. And Mark Zuckerberg, what how you say his name? Anyway,
Zuckerberg.
Mark Z, right? Mark Z created something that does a lot of data yielding. So it's not freedom of speech that we're losing, it's actually privacy. Because TikTok is like that Bitcoin. When they come back,
Mhm.
if you don't got your content up there, oh, that's game over. So can
Hmm.
you keep the content in the TikTok, let it age like fine wine, and when it comes back, hmm, everyone's like watching it over and over and over and over and over again. So now instead of making $10 for per video, you got like $1,000 or $100. It's kind of like that stock. So
Yeah.
do you think that that's what's going to happen to all your videos, or is it just
Ooh,
all going to disappear? Because we don't know what's going to happen.
I
no.
already downloaded all my videos, so my videos are disappearing. It's going back up to Red Note, man. Yeah. So, I mean, what's gonna happen next? I mean, you have TikTok that this ban is affecting business owners. It's affecting people who just want to create content. Like TikTok has changed people's lives, believe it or not.
Seriously.
And
Yeah.
so, what's gonna happen? I mean, you know, I mean, other
I
than Red Note,
found
where do we go?
I found a side note. I found a. Have you guys ever found a product on TikTok that actually works?
We
Um,
tried the microphones and that didn't go. That didn't work.
There you go.
yeah.
So, so I found this like like that purple toothpaste stuff, like
Oh,
Okay,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, I've
yeah,
seen
yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah. Did that
that
work?
stuff works. It works.
Ooh.
Like it really does. Like my teeth looks great, right? It does. Like it looks great. But the thing is you got to use it every day. That's what TikTok don't teach you, right? And another thing I
Hmm.
learned was like when you are draining noodles out of a pot, flip the lid upside down. I didn't know that. That's a TikTok thing. I didn't know that. The lady was like, "Whoop." I was like, stop playing. You know
Yep.
what I was doing?
I
I was
learned that
getting the
there too.
pot, and I was like, you know how you edge the pot
Yeah,
to the lid to the edge,
yeah,
and you
yeah, yeah.
like that. Right? I was doing that for a while until I got TikTok University.
Dude, I did that as well, man. I did that as well once, and as I was tipping the spaghetti over, like everything just like who just like even the strainer dude just leave the kitchen or not the kitchen, the sink, man. And so like everything's just on inside the sink, bro, and like put the strainer in, and I'm like, what the heck, man? There's got to be easier way. And then yeah, I've seen that video too, and I'm just like, oh my
You
gosh,
pick
man!
it
I
up.
just had to put the strainer on top, and just boop,
You,
flip it over.
you pick the noodles up, put it back in the pot.
Just the wife isn't
I
looking.
this took too much time. Hold on. No, no, no. Hey, you
Really,
taste my
man.
it don't
So,
taste that much like this soap.
but yeah, so we'll see where this goes. I mean, we're tomorrow is our blackout day, and so on
It's
Monday when Trump comes
tomorrow?
in,
Yes, sir.
yeah, it's tomorrow the 19th, man. Tomorrow's
Well,
the
everybody.
19th, and so
Hey, you wanna
yeah.
you might wanna go on like there's gonna be a lot of emergency hotline calls like TikTok relief. One
Oh
eight
my
hundred
god.
TikTok relief. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I can't. I'm in my mirror. Yeah, I'm 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 freaking out, and you're on the phone. You're like, "Sir, calm down. We've been through this a couple times. Breathe, breathe. Remember, remember. Yeah, right. Remember."
I can totally
No.
see that. Somebody calling in, and then it's like, can you tell me what's going on in China? What's the new dance? What's the new dance?
No, and believe it or not, like a lot of people, so I jumped on about maybe 4 hours ago, and a lot of people were like crying, saying goodbyes. This is it,
Oh,
follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. Um, and so like this was some people. Others were just like, well, I mean, this is it. I'm not gonna go to Red Note, and so like that's it. It was good luck with y'all. Hopefully you guys have a good life, accomplish your goals. But a lot of people are actually crying because TikTok is getting banned, and um I don't know, and people are still in disbelief, and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna wake up tomorrow and TikTok is still gonna be there. It's like, no, it's not, because we now went dark, so it's not like we could open it now. So.
I mean,
that's
I
crazy.
think what if I mean we should probably try to do something where the chat can like put something like a comment or their favorite story or a topic, you know what I mean? And then like we kind of like can get them either on as a guest to talk about that story. Like that'd be a super dope idea, right? Because
Hmm.
I remember watching crime videos on TikTok, right?
Okay.
And it's just like these guys are playing detective real life, like a RoboCop style, and I'm just sitting here thinking to myself like they're crazy, but I'm watching, right? So now I'm the security. So if something bad happens, I'm gonna call the police and say TikTok account user, I think he's in trouble. Like it's one of those moments. It's like you're just watching the people go out there and actually go to like these what is it, haunted houses, abandoned houses and whatnot.
Hmm.
Crazy, first of all, right?
Yeah.
I would never do that. But
Ooh, no.
I'm pretty sure the chat got a lot of stories like, hey, there was this guy, he went to an abandoned house and I don't think he's been found since. Like, do you keep up with those stories? Do you transition to a different platform? Is Red Note keeping those stories? Like, are people taking them right now? Is it
Ooh.
like infested already, or is it like still bare bones?
Yeah. No, it's definitely infested, man. I mean, I've already, I've like even coming in here to this podcast, dude. I was in Red Note, and just to see how many Americans are just there posting, and just getting the algorithm as well. I mean, that's a big deal, because you want the whole thing that made TikTok was the algorithm, because because you like the videos, and then more videos similar came to it, like whether if it's like the crime stuff. I always love watching comedy things, so like stuff that happens to dumb people, that makes me laugh. And so that was always on my feed, that, and then also uh like where's your IQ at, like how dumb can you be, and I'm always like failing all those videos because all those questions are like super simple, but I still fail them. So, but
Now that you mentioned that, I kind of miss that back when Facebook was cool. You know, when it first came out, I remember doing those surveys, like those tests. What Greek god are you? And like what Avenger are you most relatable to, and all that stuff. Like, oh yeah, let's do this.
Gryffindor.
Yeah, and so like that's what made TikTok fun. And so I mean, listeners and viewers, I mean, just comment on our chat here and tell us about your experience with TikTok. What was your favorite videos? What did you love to do on TikTok? Did you ever go live? I mean, it's been fun. TikTok has really been fun, and I hate to see it go, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm in China now, so you know. I'm on Red Note with China, so it's not like I'm gonna really miss TikTok as much because it's pretty much the same thing, and it's less information that they ask too, like how you sign up. It's like give
I
us your phone number, we'll give you a
I
verification
literally
code.
I just signed in just now, like literally,
Dang,
and it didn't
how
take
easy
that
was it?
long. Like super
How
easy.
it
Like
just
all
asked for
I
your phone
did
number,
was
right?
just put a phone number. They sent me a thing.
Ooh.
It says you got a minute to actually reply to put it in there, and it's just there. Like it
and
didn't ask
and
me to
you're
set up
in.
anything, no accounts or nothing.
Hmm.
It just, but it
You're
it's
in.
it's the interface is very friendly, right?
Hmm.
It's not like TikTok where you got to push all these buttons and then it's distracting. I feel like Red Note's actually kind of like the powerhouse for like it's like a Facebook in its own way,
Hmm.
but it's just scrolling through videos. Now you can pick which videos you want to see instead of the videos just playing and playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. Cause like I
Ooh.
Yeah.
don't know if you can see it. Let's see.
Yeah, if you click the trending button just right there should be like a trending button. And if you click on that trending button, it's just like TikTok.
Like
And then you'll
all you
be
gotta do is just scroll, right? And then you
yeah.
get to pick which one you wanna look at. The
Oh.
TikTok version was kind of like it's all there in front of you.
Hmm.
Like
Mhm.
the second you're in, you're stuck. This one looks
Yeah.
like I could probably leave after 20 minutes if I'm careful. But other than that, I might be so stuck with the infinite scroll. So like right now, like with Red Note, it's really about thumbnails. It has to
Hmm.
be. Because the thumbnail, if it's not important or look interesting, I'm not touching it.
Also,
Yeah.
that's the
Well,
difference on there.
click on the trending button, Rome.
I'm
Do
gonna
you see
sign
the
up for it
trending
right
button?
now.
The red one,
Yeah, no, the red one is for you to upload videos. So right next to it, it should be on your left side, should be trending. Do you see it? That shows
let
up
me
as like TikTok. And then you just scroll, just like TikTok. The
so
way how I
so
see it,
so
the way how I see it is like if TikTok and Instagram got together and then they had a baby and then Red Note came out, even though
it,
Red Note's been
that's
out for a
can
while.
you see it?
Hmm.
Is that like the trending one right there?
Yep. That's just like the TikTok videos now. And
I
so
gotta tell
whatever
you
you
this
stay and
though.
watch.
Chinese people are smartest people in the world. You know, I learned how to back a car. I've always known. Don't get me wrong. I've always known. But the way they did it on TikTok. So let me tell you, let me break it down to you, right? You're in your driver's seat, right? And your window, your mirror. Once it meets a certain point of the curve, you're good. I was like, stop. Right? So I go out to try it. It
Yeah,
works.
Hmm.
beautiful.
So if you can't back a car, you need to start getting on Red Note. How do I parallel park, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I get the Spidey tingle, so it's I get the tingle thing.
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to back up. No.
Well, I think I'm a little too close. Scrape, scrape. Oh man,
I'm good. I'm good.
Guys, I just signed up too. Like it was super quick.
it
Like
was
I'm
so
on
Yeah,
there
quick.
it's
now.
so
Yeah,
easy. Like it
yeah.
doesn't ask for your email. It doesn't ask for
Nothing.
like your personal information. It does. It really doesn't ask for anything like TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, like all those other platform
Uh,
does. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's super easy and at Red Note,
It
but
just asked me
it's
like what
fun.
I wanted to watch and stuff, like what sort of things I wanted on my feed, and then
Just a quick
yeah,
survey. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's what it is. Like
awesome.
my whole feed is pandas, man, and pandas doing panda things on Red Note, man. It's like like I'm
Panda,
watching
panda,
Oh,
panda,
pandas roll
panda.
down a hill, pandas falling from a
why?
tree, and
Why are
so
they not extinct yet?
How are they not extinct yet? Have you seen
I
that
don't think they
fall?
were ever
Like,
were.
bro.
The
Man,
conspiracy theory, man, that we need to crack down. Like,
no.
why aren't they extinct yet?
When I saw Kung Fu Panda and Kung Fu Panda, there's a certain part where the dad was teaching the actual main character how to panda roll because he didn't know how to panda roll. It's kind of like
Oh.
it's kind of like like I'm not trying to be racist, but I have to, right? This is the only moment. It's kind of like a black person that don't know how to make fried chicken, right? It's like that because it was like that's what he was like. Panda roll, really? I just usually do this by accident. He's like, no, this is actually a tradition and a roll. So I'm on TikTok and I see a panda roll and I'm like, it's real,
It's real.
right? Like,
Oh,
no, it's real. And I'm just like, man, I'm kind of interested. Like, what if we made like a panda ball and we rolled down the hill and when it's like winter time? That'd be super dope. Got to get some breaks though, because you'll keep going. You don't if you know if you don't know how to stop.
I'll be throwing up on my way down. Oh, thank you.
Oh man.
The whole ball is just wow, wow.
It started off white and then it turned it up brown.
Drowning yellow everywhere. It's
he,
like, yeah, you don't want that.
he had Panda Express for lunch.
And the wild
Yeah,
thing is that like the Chinese food that we eat here, they don't eat in China. They really don't.
they
It's like
don't.
orange chicken. That's just an American made thing, and I'm just like, what? I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so obviously, okay, for example, the food chain Panda Express, right? Obviously, it's not authentic panda or not, hello panda
No,
food.
not authentic panda.
Chinese food. It's not authentic Chinese food, right? But I would think that just a little bit of it was from China. I mean, maybe the noodles, but it doesn't seem like it is either. Like, I mean, there's no Kung Pao in China. Like, what the heck? That's just a Chinese thing. So,
Mhm.
which kind of makes sense because I always figured that Kung Pao was kind of like it sounded to martial arts, kind of like a technique, like martial arts. Yeah, I'm gonna Kung Pao your face, bro. It's
It's a
You don't
spicy
want none of
subject.
this.
But yeah,
But it's
so
when I was over there in Philly, we have corner stores everywhere, right? And TikTok doesn't show this kind of stuff, by the way. You will never see this on TikTok because it's too deep in the hood. I guess I don't know. I don't see people like, oh look, this is real Chinese food because they don't know that there's fake Chinese food somewhere in the world. So I'm over there. Every corner store has a Chinese store. So if the corner store is here, the Chinese store is either down that way or down that way, but there's one. So it's kind of like every neighborhood where a rec center in Utah is, there's a Walmart. It's the same. It's exactly the same thing. So I get over here and they're like, I'm like, I want some Chinese food. And we that's like, oh, let's go to Panda Express. I was like, Panda Express. Is that real Chinese food? And you can read if you can read what the name of the company is, that's not real Chinese food. It doesn't count. Like it
maybe the
has
pandas.
like it has to be some kind of funny thing. Like Wong Express, right? Like wrong express, Wong Express, or uh uh Lee Noodle, right? Lee Noodle. That's it. This is what it is. Because Chinese people, they keep it simple. We sell noodles, but we have other things too, right? And then we do shrimp fried rice, but we do other things, but this shrimp fried rice is the main thing, right? Like it's just that simple. I get over to Panda Express and I'm like, this ain't Chinese food, but I'm hungry though, right? You just know it. You know it. Never had to pick
Oh
my
man.
ingredients. I never did until I got here. You get what you get.
Yeah, I think there's a restaurant out here that I found by accident, and me and the wife, we actually went to go try it out. We actually went to the one, well, all right, going back. So we were going to a wings place, and this place is called Trolley Wings Company. Amazing
Mm.
wings. You got to go try it. There's one in Taylorsville, Utah. If you're ever in that area, go try them out. Their wings are amazing. But as we were going in, it's a big weekend. This was this last weekend. Football obviously is going around. The playoffs is on. By the way, I'm a Chargers fan, and Chargers lost against the Houston's last week, which it was a disappointment, but it was a humbling moment too. But just wanted to throw that out there. But anyways, as we were going in, it was super packed because they play sports there too. They have big TVs and kind of like Bout Time if you've ever been there, or something similar like that. B Dubs.
Jumbo
Um,
TVs, right?
yeah, the jumbo TVs. Yep. Uh-huh. And so as we're pulling in, it's super packed. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's so packed. I told my wife, I don't know if I want to go in because of how busy it is. And then I look to my left and I see this Chinese store, at least, or this Asian restaurant. I'm just like, oh, look at that Asian restaurant. Let's go try it out. She goes, but it looks busy too. I'm like, yeah, but it's an Asian restaurant.
The
And so
decision.
we go in, right? And so the name is like something shoes something. I can't remember what it was. So Chinese food. And as we're going in, super packed. We see everybody running everywhere, all the waiters. You got the owner running everywhere as well with the team, with the employees. And then as we're standing there, we had to write our names down on our on the wait list. And so, but as me and the wife are standing there, we grab the menu because we asked for the menu. Like, hey, can we look at the menu just to kind of see what's there? It's our first time here, so the guy was just like, yeah, go ahead and take the menu. So we grabbed the menu, and literally every page we turned, authentic Chinese food. All of it was authentic Chinese food. And so they had like rotisserie duck, which I've never eaten duck, but the
Ooh.
way how that duck looked seemed like so
It looked
delicious. I was just like, oh my
delicious.
gosh, yeah. Like the rotisserie, like that duck was nice and brown. It's like the brown color behind Oso's wall over there. Yeah, yeah. So it was kind of like that brown, dude. It was golden, I should say. It wasn't even that brown, it was
Yeah.
golden.
Did it have
And
like that? Like, did it have like that dark sauce to go along with it?
I'm trying to remember. I think it
Like a
did.
duck
I'm
sauce.
trying to remember the picture because I only saw the duck and then I was just like, oh wow, that looks delicious. And so, but because then I turned the page and but I was able to get some dumplings. They had some really delicious dumplings there. Um, I had a steak that it comes out like, so the steak comes out in this like platter, and in this platter they just like soak it up with oil, and then they come in with the lighter, and then they just like just flames, yeah, on that steak. And so they're
in
like
my
dinner in the
in my head,
show.
that's not where I thought you were going with that. Like it's like when this platter and they just come with a lighter and it's all flour. I thought that maybe they had like a grill and you throw it on there and it cooks it. Like,
No,
you just,
no, like
like
this
in my
this
head, you're calling the fire department right there. Just
no, it's a stone, and the stone is about that thick. It looks like it's a like a marble stone when they how they bring it out. And so yeah, it feels pretty heavy because when they put it on the table, like you could hear the thud on the table, and you're
Oh,
just like, oh my yeah. And so they throw the oil on top of it, and then they just flame it up, and then they're like, okay, enjoy. And so they walk away. So I'm now eating like steak on fire, literally. Like I'm just like, ooh, this is cool, you know. And so, but that was so delicious. I mean, what else did I order? I ordered pork belly. Pork belly was so good, man, and the rice and we need to go, man. Now I'm craving some now.
making me hungry
What am
now.
I doing living here in the US? I need to move to China, man.
Red Note headquarters. That's what
Really.
we need.
Well, guys, I
So
want to
But
so
take a little moment just to kind of talk about a little pivotal moment in
mm,
history. All right, just in the 1960s kind of time when the world was in how should I say, the world was gripped with like mm, Cold War, a period of the intense rivalry that we had between the U.S. and the Soviet Union. Um, I want to talk a little bit about that moon landing. I don't know if you guys have heard about the conspiracy of it being fake.
man.
There's certain things that NASA has come out with that they've talked about debunking all these myths of it being fake.
Mm. Well,
Um,
well.
I heard about that. I heard about that. I don't know, chat. What do you guys think? Is it fake or not? I don't know what to believe, man. It's that's such an
Hey,
interesting topic because it's uh I want to say we did, but then there's evidence say that we didn't.
look. I think we should leave this question to the chat. When was the green screen invented? Like,
ooh,
when did they start that? Because if that started after the launch, then it could be real. If it started
okay.
before the launch, it could be fake. Because we're looking at AI in its rawest form.
Uh,
Well, here's the deal. Like, I get where you're coming from, Rome, but check it out. So, um, green screen was known as the chroma key, so which was first used in the 1940s, and so, but I just researched this. So, the technique is used to create green screens, but they date it back to the 1800s. So it's
Okay.
something
Whoa.
very old, but with our technology that we have, or that they had, like I mean, from what Oso's over here talking about, I mean, I don't think we had the appropriate technology because look at our screens, for example, like they still blur out, you know? I we didn't have I don't think we had the technologies on the camera to make it seem that the green screen was, would have a huge part in it.
I
Um,
mean,
as
they
far
can
as
make a
Hollywood
hydro
goes
bomb.
now,
Yeah.
but okay, so we have the studios in Hollywood, right? That's where I would think that they did film it if that was the case. But we also have evidence where they do fly up in space, and but we just don't know if they went to the moon. For all we know, they just went to go fix the satellite and come back.
Now, I've seen a few TV shows, right? And when it comes down to what's his name, Neil Armstrong.
Mhm.
Now, have you seen the movie Interstellar, right?
Yeah,
Matthew
Love it.
McConaughey going into space,
Ooh, good
and
film.
he comes back, right? But
Mhm.
while he's in space, he's encountering some things that, how did it get there in the first place? Like a place where it's like a disc full of data. Now you gotta, who's going that far to find out whether if there was a president in the year one. You know what I mean? Who's going that far? But he comes back from space and he doesn't want to talk about it. So it makes sense why there's a conspiracy of whether he actually went on the moon or he didn't. But there's a video
Mm.
saying that he never did. Why is he
Ooh.
saying that now?
Well, let's hear it, also, boy. Let's hear it. What do you got for us, man? I'm
Oh
excited.
man. Well, okay. The first thing that I noticed, I don't know if you guys have seen the video, well, of the moon landing, right? Well, as they take their first step, right? They're trying to put up the flag. There's no air there. There's no airflow, right? So as they're putting the flag on the ground, you kind of see it waving a little bit. It shouldn't be waving at all. Like shouldn't be any
Wait,
kind of
wait. So
wind.
the moon has no air at all? Is that what you're saying?
No
Yeah,
wind,
man,
no
yeah,
wind.
yeah.
Ooh.
So it's like, how is it doing that? It shouldn't. It shouldn't do that.
But
So
wouldn't
it's like,
wouldn't so sorry, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here. But okay, so wouldn't the because there's no gravity, wouldn't it just like, you know what I mean? Like, because when you jump, you're still like floating. What if that was just like the flag floating, or would it
I
be too
feel,
heavy?
I feel like the material wouldn't make it look wavy where it would do a wave on it. It will just kind of be like a solid. I don't know. I don't know much
Or
about
maybe
physics.
they
I feel
brought a
like
fan.
what?
The biggest fan, the only
Bro.
fan.
Oh, they had to bring a
It'll
fan, bro. If they were filming it in Area 51 in those suits in the middle of the desert, come on. Of course, they need to have a
get
fan.
too hot.
You can imagine Neil Armstrong. You got to be kidding me if you're thinking I'm going to be out here like this. Get a fan at least, right?
He opens up his helmet on accident and drink a Sprite, like a Coca-Cola, like
Found this inside of a crater.
let's go, man. It's getting too hot, man.
All right, so get
So,
this, get this. So as people are saying that that part is not that's one of the giveaways, right? The whole wind thing because there's no atmosphere. But then they're saying, well, what about the background of it? It just looks too black. Like there's no stars in the background and everything. So I'm like, okay, that yeah, it could have been shot in the studio. Sure, I can understand that. So what NASA said was that in order for you for the video to capture the stars, it should have been like what is it like an exposure of a picture. Then there should have been like a few second long exposure in order for the camera lens to capture those stars around. And since it was just being recorded, doesn't give the shot enough time for it to process that data. So that's why they're saying that it really was them in space. It's just that they didn't have the camera capability to represent the outside of it. So I'm like,
Hmm.
I mean, well, like they're not wrong, right? Because
mhm,
you got the isolation, f stops, and all that with the current technology. So
right.
like, if the exposure speed is long enough, frame per second, you'll be able to capture that. But I mean, the camera they had was like the size of a human being. Who's carrying that?
The
I
aliens.
don't like this. They're like, oh, yep, they're here. They're here. I'll hold the camera. I got it. I got it. You can put it right there. No, someone else did that last week. You got to put it on this side.
Make sure you get my right side. Make sure you
Now,
get my
no,
right
no. Let me ask you this though. They said that Russia was there first before America, and that's why America went and did what they did to get the space because Russia already did it.
Wait,
So, what do you think about that?
who's they? Who's they
The
that said
internet,
that?
the internet. I saw it somewhere, and I said that has to be true because the Cold War, right?
side.
One country has to be better than the other. So when Russia did it, America had to do it. We learn American history. We don't learn Russian history.
Mhm.
But right. Well, yeah, but here's okay. So here's a curveball for you then. So when we launched, we launched before Russia did. So
I
how
don't
how
know.
did they
Did
make it
we?
first? Yeah, we
Did
did launch
we?
it. Yeah, yeah. It's all over history, man. We
Did
launched
we?
before Russia. Yeah, we did.
I don't know. What I'm saying is this. All I'm
What do you
saying
think,
is
chat?
this.
What do you think, chat?
Somebody got there first, and somebody came down first. And maybe Russia and America is looking at each other like, oh, you guys. Everyone felt at the same time. And they're like, we're never going to speak on this because we were an inch higher than America. For sure, we were an inch higher. So we hit the moon first. It's the
Yeah.
only thing that
Ooh.
makes sense. Somebody got there first.
Well, so part of the
That's
conspiracy about that is that, yeah, the Russians were just getting so close to getting there. Supposedly that's why they ended up filming it, because they wanted to show off that we got to the moon first before they did. And it was going to
uh
be cheaper to film it than to actually go there, or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, would you rather send an astronaut into space with $1 billion or film $1 billion movie?
Mm.
I'll let you
you
sit
know
on that.
what's wild? They've asked uh reporters have asked the astronauts that flew with Neil Armstrong about that space landing, and they have zero comments, man. They will not talk about it.
They
All they
signed the
say is,
NDA, man.
yeah, all they say is we were there, and then that's it. And so, yeah, man, they will not answer any other questions. They get so mad and just walk away
But why
or
haven't we gone
wheelchair.
back now that we have so much? Our tech has advanced so much. Why haven't we gone back?
I feel like we should have an Iron Man suit by now. I feel like we should
Serious,
have.
man.
I mean, they keep making movies about going to space. Why why don't we have the technology to fly ourselves? If Superman lives on the planet, I'm pretty sure he could take a Elon Musk little shuttle and be like, hey, I'll take you there. It'll cost you some
Well,
money though.
that's who we're waiting for is Elon Musk, man. He's gonna be the next Iron Man, dude. That's
He
it. Well, that's
is.
what it is,
He
man.
is. He is.
He just needs a Mrs. Potts. That's all he needs.
Shoot, I'll be Mrs. Potts, man. With all that crazy insane money that he's making, shoot, I'll be Mrs. Potts. No,
Nah,
but
it's
that's wild. I mean, I don't know if you guys heard about India that they landed on the moon. Did you guys see all that?
No.
no, but I believe
Yeah,
it.
this
Indians are
was
smart.
in 2025 or 2024 sometime. I want to say maybe summertime, like late spring, I want to say early summer, somewhere there, if I'm not mistaken. Dude, it looked like a video game landing on the moon, dude. It looks, everybody was making fun of that. Everybody was saying how fake that was, and that is no way with today's technology that, landing
Yeah.
on the moon would look like a video game. And so look it up.
I
It's like the
mean,
Yeah.
funniest thing ever. It's just like, and then somebody on TikTok did the Galaga noise, the Galaga sound as
It's
the
hilarious.
music
Yeah.
that they play. So yeah, as they were landing on the moon, because it looks so fake. It was pretty funny. Yeah.
you gotta give
Yeah.
them their chances to like say, "Hey, we did it too," right? Like, you know what I mean?
They just
If
want
we're
to be
gonna fake
included.
going to the moon,
We landed
then
on the moon
I
too.
want to do it too. Look, look, I would say, like, it's really not hard to fake going to the moon today
Right.
than it was before, right? Because I mean, look, you could change your screen if you do it right. Like those Marvel movies,
Hmm.
the movies today. Oh, I guess what I would say is X-Men when they had the training room, the X-Men training
Oh.
room,
Oh
Yeah,
and
yes.
yeah.
it turns into anything you want. That's how I think they started.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're
And the
touching into the simulation topic, bro. That's for next week's episode, not this
That's
week.
next
that's
week. We're
That's
already
next
jumping
week,
into next week's
bro.
episode,
Hold up,
man.
hold up. We're not done with this one yet.
Hold your
we're
horses,
not-
bro.
I'm sorry. I had a thought. I thunk it. It's been thinked.
I love it.
No, no, but for sure, man. That's a great conspiracy theory, man. Like, I mean, there's a lot of ifs and buts,
Ooh,
and I know Mythbusters debunked it, and so I guess we'll leave it up to
Mm,
the viewers to go and research themselves and find out for themselves if
sure.
the moon landing was real or not. But that is a wrap on our first episode of Off Topic, guys. So good job. Woo, we did our first
Yes.
episode. Our next
yes,
episode will be next
sir.
week.
Yeah, fam.
Saturday again will be next week. And so we're gonna cover TikTok's uncertain future. So or sorry, we covered TikTok's uncertain future, free speech debates, and even made a pit stop on the moon. So we landed on the moon more than anybody else did. So
Hey, how do you not
but
know I'm not in the spaceship? How do you not know?
he could be, man, could be. So, but thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends, and leave us your thoughts. Should TikTok be banned? And did we really land on the moon? So we'll catch you
Yeah.
guys next time for more hot topics and off-topic adventures. So see you guys later.
There it
Bye,
is.
everyone.
There
What'd
it
you guys
is.
what'd you guys think?
It was good.
Sorry, I had to cut it
Yes.
short because
And
like our time was like we were right there, dude.
About to, yeah,
Yeah,
I figure
we're
like
about
we're
to get
about to
cut
be
off.
there.
No, but that was good. That was really good.
it's it's if we stay on the topic, then it works out. But I have a hard time not thinking about other stuff. It just
Which is
happens
fine.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the whole
it's fun.
point. I think
Hmm.
that's like the whole dynamic that we're supposed to have in order to keep the conversation going.
Yeah,
Like you kind of feed off of each other that way.
Yeah, I mean, we've
yeah.
gone off topic a few times already today, man. So